Welcome to season 2 of the Great Plant Challenge. This time we've got a $20 budget and 10 whole months to grow the best plant possible. I'll be competing against other lovely and very skilled plant parents like Harley G, Kill This Plant or Plants by Melissa, so it's not going to be easy. Now here's the deal. As last year's winner, I feel... Thank you. Please stop it. Stop. I feel immense pressure to deliver a masterpiece once more. Last year I went all out with this Monstera adansonii bark display and I don't know if I can pull it off again. But you can bet your cute little asses on that. I'll try. Let's go shopping. €27,99 € für dieses Riesenteil. Ich darf die nicht kaufen, oder? Wir haben schon große Monstera zu Hause. Guys, we're back home and I found my plant. It was a tough decision though. I had 3 top picks. One of them was Philodendron verrucosum, a tiny baby one. Would have looked cool if I could grow it out. A Philodendron micans. For this I had a really cool like hanging arrangement idea, but it wasn't spectacular enough. And lastly, I found my plant, which is this Philodendron fun bun. Weird name, never heard this before, but I've seen this plant before and I know it can grow really big. It's actually 2 plants in a pot. I got this plant for $12.99, which is a steal, especially since it's 2 plants in a pot and it's already quite large. I probably could have done more with the $20 budget, but I'm pleased with my pick. So let's give you a proper before tour. The overall shape of the plant is nowhere near perfect. A few of the leaves are ripped, yellow, have holes in them. They're just misshapen mostly. Even though this plant might look like it's pretty healthy and already quite established, it's still a young plant and I found mealybugs and possibly spider mites, but I think it's mainly mealybugs, which is disgusting, but at least I can see them well and I can pick them off. So first step, shower. I might have been a little rough in there. The water was quite strong. I'm going to spray the hell out of it with some pesticide. I love this Carreo Rose Bay. It works really well for me usually. I just want to keep it separate in this huge ass plastic box. It's a little too small, but it's alright. Is it though? Oh, it would have been so much better if it just fit in the box. But I just want to separate it from my other plants, so they don't get infected with mealybugs. And also I want to give it a little bit more humidity. Put a pretty bow on it, and this concludes day 1 of the 2024 Plant Challenge. This is my plant for the competition. I know it looks glamorous right now, but it will be beautiful, trust me. And with that said, see you in a month. It's December 2nd already, so it's time for the first update. I am officially done sitting around doing nothing. I have sprayed this plant occasionally. I think the mealybugs are gone. And it is officially time to give this plant some proper soil. Now the roots already grow out of the bottom. The soil is pretty shitty, so I really want to give it some good quality soil as soon as possible. It has literally done nothing in this whole month. Are my hopes being crushed already in month 1? I don't know. For soil mix, I am going to use the universal soil mix from Cybotanica. I'm going to add some extra worm castings. I'm also going to add some Dino-Myco to inoculate the soil with some beneficial fungi. Let's get this baby out of the pot. Okay, that's not bad. We're working with a healthy starter plant. Let's try to get rid of as much of the old soil as possible. I have 2 plants in this one pot, and I've decided I want to separate them to give them more individual space to grow so they don't take nutrients from each other. I'm just going to pull. Okay, I mainly ripped off 2 little pieces of root, but nothing major. Now let's pot these babies up. I've got these 2 pots, one really shallow one because I have something special planned for the presentation. Wink, wink. Got some nice, airy, chunky soil mix. Next, I'm adding the Dino Myco, just a little sprinkle. And even though there's already worm castings in the soil mix, I'm going to add just a tad more. One of them is already a little bigger than the other one, so on this one I'm betting. Number 1 done. Water it lightly. And with this, today's work is pretty much done. And step 1 is to give this baby as much light as I possibly can. It's 1st of March and I think I'm due for an update. I haven't been showing the plant very much because honestly there's not much happening. This is what we're working with, and until now they have almost done nothing except for losing leaves. I got 1 fresh new leaf and it's beautiful. It's pretty big already. This smaller one that looks kind of shitty, it has 1 old leaf, finally is pushing a little tiny baby leaf as well, because this isn't as cool and gorgeous as I would like it to be by now. I'm a little bit frustrated and a lot worried. I want to do something to cheer me up, to take away the frustration of this plant and to make me feel a little better. I think we should look into the presentation a little bit more and maybe order or find a few things we could use. I want to make a big flat bowl and then have this towering giant plant in there, make a little bit of a landscape, minimalistic in a way, but also very high-end. But first we need to find the perfect planter for this. Oh, that's not bad. I'm going to save this. Ooh, it has character, it has a good color. It's also cheap and reused. I'll have to check this one out. And this is how we ended up in July already. I still haven't planted it into the planter I got, and I'm starting to feel the pressure of the looming deadline of the challenge, so I think I'm due for another update. The last 2 leaves are getting bigger, so I'm at least a little bit relieved. If I hold it up next to me and just compare it to the before, it grew, okay? It grew. But we're still in this tiny little shallow planter. I think it's time to upgrade. If I fetch the giant concrete planter, it's so heavy. I think with that my vision will become like much more clear and I can see if it even works or if I have to think of something else. So let's clean out the spider webs. It has a drainage hole, which is good. Ooh. I think I want to use this like semi-hydro pond substrate from no one other than the crazy plant boy himself. Congrats on that mineral substrate and the cooperation with FloraGuard. I'm just going to trust him. Let's check this out. And because I don't want the stuff to fall through the hole, I'm also going to use a bit of netting. There's 4 different ingredients: big chunky zeolite and some lava rocks, and this might be pumice, I think. This is going to be my base layer. Thanks, Glenn. Next up, I'm going to use the Cybertonica Aeroid Mix once again, and I also want to add a little more of the warm castings because I only have like 3 months of growth left and I need some bigger leaves because like I need the points. I need to win this challenge. Just doing it by eye. Look how nice and chunky this is. Pot is not new, so it has a few like character marks. I think I got the orientation. Just take it out of here in one piece. A good moment to inspect the roots, which look awesome. Another one empty. Can I still pick it up? Okay, yeah, it's getting more heavy. Oh my god. Good thing I'm a strong girl. Oh my god. I will have to find a suitable place for it with good lighting, but I'm already liking what I see. I have a few ideas for some really fun plantscapes. To spare you the waiting time, you'll see what I come up with in 3, 2, 1, 0. We have 2 weeks of time left, and to be honest, I'm disappointed in the plant, or better said, my own plant care skills, because the newest leaf will probably harden in time, but it isn't really sizing up as I hoped for. So to make up for that, I will have to have some extra nice decorations in place. In here are some goodies from Cybertonica. Let's unpack this. Ooh, this is pretty nice. It smells like forest floor. I also ordered some dark lava rock because I thought it might look nice in a landscape. I also got this interesting looking piece of driftwood, as well as a few smaller rocks. Please don't throw it on the ground. It's so heavy, you guys. I mean, in a way it is magnificent, but still, I already lost hope for the first place in a way. I don't know if from a plant care standpoint it grew enough to be spectacular, you know? Let's pull you a little closer. I really want to keep those big plates of moss intact because I like the clean, unbroken look the most. Looks like shit, god damn it. Does it look dumb? I think it looks dumb. You know what the worst part is? I am not sure if this moss is going to survive the 2 weeks until the final judging. I'm going to spray it every day. This was such a typical trust the process kind of thing where it's like a drawing. Like you start, it looks terrible, but you just gotta push through, and then the end result, I'm shocked. I'm so pleased with it. It looks so cool. I still might have a chance. Oh god. I'm going to be mean and I won't show you the finished result yet. You'll have to wait until the judging, okay? See you! Welcome to the final day of the 2024 Plant Challenge. I am here to present to you my candidate, the Philodendron Fun Bun. I don't want to flex, but carrying this heavy ass thing has made me stronger. And now I think it should speak for itself. Just to show you the size and the proportions, here it is once again. And it's so freaking heavy. Oh my goodness. I have to be very careful not to spill all of the water. Let's see what the judge has to say. Okay, so I didn't want to repeat myself and get a climbing plant again, so I tried something different this time and got a Philodendron fun bun. Other than that, my strategy this time was to again go for more like plant styling, because I feel like last time this won a few extra points. I don't think it's the most practical way to grow a plant or to display a plant, and I don't know if I can keep it up like long term. But for the purpose of the challenge, I was really happy with how everything turned out.
Are you guys ready for the special video?
Can't wait.
Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name's Claire from the YouTube channel The Jungle Haven, and if you don't know me, I make planty videos on tips and tricks and just generally try and make learning about plants fun. The first one that we're going to be looking at is the Philodendron Glorious, and the person that's grown this one has done such a good job because my god, obviously it's been given a moss pole to climb, which really helps. The only thing I'm noticing is that in the most recent picture of it, it has got some kind of yellowy brown patches, but it otherwise looks absolutely gorgeous.
Originally, I thought that what Claire said might be true, so I was thinking about spraying it with like a fungicidal spray. I'm actually pretty sure that it was just thrips the whole time. Not as bad as how it was on my Monstera in our last challenge, but I have noticed that when I have like a very mild thrips infestation, it appears as a fungal infection. So if I don't win this competition, again, blaming the thrips.
And then this next plant is a Thaumatophyllum sprucianum, and oh my goodness, it is so beautiful. Honestly, looking at the before and after of this plant, it's just perfect, and it's got such an unusual form to its leaves. I feel like I might have just added a new plant to my wish list. So looking at the after of this plant, the one thing that I absolutely love is the way that they've chosen to grow it. Before, obviously, it was just in quite a small pot with what looks like just quite a dense soil mix. They've put it in a beautiful kind of dish planter with moss on top, and it honestly just looks like it was made for that plant. I think it's such a lovely way to display it. If I had to say something, I would probably just say it doesn't appear to have grown that much from before to after. It had 5 leaves to start and 5 leaves afterwards. Otherwise, it is a beautiful plant.
In my defense, I was also disappointed in my choice of plant because it's not a climber. It's not as easy and obvious how much progress the plant has made. And in the beginning, it was 2 plants in the little pot. And then I decided to remove one of the plants, so the remaining plant had more like resources to grow. Doesn't look as impressive as it does in real life maybe, and also it was really hard to photograph. Yeah, it was a little bit tricky, I agree.
And then next up, we've got a Pothos Marble Queen, which is growing in such an unusual way, and I absolutely love it. Obviously, looking at the after photo, what you'll probably notice is that it has lost quite a lot of its variegation. Sometimes embracing the weirdness and the unusual things that plants do is a really good thing to do, so I love it personally.
Nice. So this is the one of the plants, really lost its variegation. So there's 3 individual plants in there. Long term, I'm pretty confident that the remaining 2 that are fairly highly variegated will continue to do what they're doing. It's grown really well since that last picture was taken as well. It's starting to warm up here, so the variegated leaves are continuing to come, which is lovely.
And then the next one here's a begonia, and I'm not entirely sure what the idea of this begonia is. I don't know if maybe it's a hybrid, but whatever it is, it's absolutely stunning. It's got those gorgeous kind of inner, almost like they've been kind of brushed with watercolor, like pinkiness running throughout its leaves. But I really love what this person's done. I think that kind of open terrarium, it's just a lovely way of growing it. I think visually it looks gorgeous, and also it is a humidity loving plant. The only thing that I would say, again, if I had to critique, week. It's clearly kind of spread out quite a lot since you've put it in the terrarium planter, and I would just question if it has enough space to kind of grow and expand in the way that it wants to.
Yeah, that was definitely a challenge because it would grow and start getting like bunched up, and the leaves would start, getting cramped. So I'd have to cut it back, and watering it became difficult. And also that picture, that it looks so much better now. So I wish we had like a little bit more time, because now it looks even way better than that after picture, but it's okay. But I thought it would be like set it and forget it, but I actually needed to prune it more than I did, and eventually just put it in a bigger terrarium. But yeah.
And then next up is the Philodendron Ring of Fire. And obviously the person that grew this plant has changed up quite a lot for this plant in the time that they've been growing it. In the first photo, it looks very much like a plug plant. It looks like it's in one of those teeny tiny little nursery pots. And obviously in the second photo, it's been given a real upgrade. It's in a beautiful decorative pot. It's on a nice moss pole. It's hard to tell whether or not it's actually started to size up yet. I feel like when it gets going, it will size up quite quickly.
It was absolutely bang on, because it's dead slow to start. It's not done anything for months and months. She was a lot kinder than I thought she was going to be. It's really not done anything since I bought it. It's probably pushed out 2 new leaves, lost a couple, and there's no sign of the roots growing into the moss pole. So I don't think the moss pole is doing anything. But all in all, not that successful.
And then the next one is the Philodendron Autumn Queen. And immediately straight off the bat, when I saw these two photos next to each other, I was just like, whoa, this one feels like it's a whole other plant. It has come such a long way. If anything, the only thing I could comment on is the fact that although it's given lots of new growth, the foliage hasn't sized up that much. So I would probably, if it was my plant, be giving it a little bit more light.
Leaves sizing up. Well, I bought this plant not knowing too much about it. To be honest, I don't know. I need to check that and see whether they actually get any bigger than that, because this plant had a grow light on it. I couldn't give it any more light if I tried.
Lots of new growth though, but good.
Really dense as well, really short internodes. Like, that's really dense and lovely.
And then finally, we've got another Pothos Marble Queen. And this is actually really, really interesting because obviously we saw another Pothos Marble Queen earlier in this competition. I think looking at this just goes to show how a different environment and different conditions can affect the way that a plant grows, because, oh my goodness, the after photo of this one is just out of this world. It's gone from looking like a very juvenile little plant to something, I don't know, to something that you'd almost find growing in its natural habitat. It's magnificent.
Oh, that was so nice of her. Yeah, I definitely feel like my environment, specifically like my plant room, it's south facing, so it gets a lot of that really intense light here, because my plant room's like 80 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's pretty warm, and it was getting a good amount of light every day. And then I think I was feeding it twice a week with nutrients. When I watered the pole, I was watering it about twice a week just because it dries so quickly. So I feel like that definitely helped.
I think yours beats mine. I was like, oh man, she really does know how to make a big plant on a pole quickly. That's great. Well done.
So after much deliberation, I have got my top 3 plants here. I honestly think everyone should be very proud of their achievements because all of you have grown really lovely plants. However, this is a competition, and in 3rd place, I've chosen to put the Philodendron Glorious. As I said at the beginning, I think the person that has grown this one has just managed to achieve a really amazing scale of growth. In 2nd place, this was hard again, but in 2nd place, I put the Philodendron Autumn Queen because, again, the plant just looks so healthy. For me anyway, there was a clear winner here, and that is the 2nd Pothos Marble Queen that we saw. Never have I ever been able to achieve that scale of growth in a pothos plant, and that's in years. And the fact that you've managed to do this in a matter of months just blows my mind. Well done to everyone, because that was such a fun competition. And honestly, if there is an option to join in at some point, I would very much like to do that myself because I love this sort of thing.
That's crazy. I don't know. She's so kind.
Congratulations.
I know. Thank you. I had so much fun. And yeah, everyone did amazing. Thank you. I'm anxious. Yeah, just thank you for having me here, and thank you to for the opportunity. And yeah, I just feel like everyone did amazing with the plants that they chose.
But we did have some bonus challenges for 5 points each. We have the largest leaf, 15.5 inches, going to Leafy Luster. Congratulations. And
Was my plan all along.
yes, really stretching the definition of what a leaf is. Christina's playing chess. We're all playing checkers.
Yeah,
here.
I'm trying.
She's technically correct, the best
Yep.
kind of correct.
Yeah. And we have, for another 5 points, we have the tallest plant at 5'3", going to Melissa. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
So we have our final results. Officially a tie for third place, going to myself and Leafy Luster for 5 points. For second place, we have Nora, the Lekka Queen, with 10 points. Congratulations. And first place with a whopping 20 points, going to Melissa. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Grand, well deserved.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. This was a very long competition. I honestly cannot believe that we started this over a year ago. Suggestions or changes for next time?
Maybe ban moss poles for the next one.
Because
'Cause
I'm
it's-
thinking, I don't know, because I think, I mean, like Richard is saying, banning moss poles. Because technically, if you're growing a plant that's growing on a moss pole, it's not cheating, but it will grow big. So I don't know.
Nora, any thoughts on your second place silver medal?
Well, I'm happy with that silver medal. I'll take a silver any day, and I'm happy to be standing on the podium with my friend Melissa. Moss Pole Warriors.
What are your thoughts on thirdly?
Exactly.
Look,
Place this year. You didn't try and repot your plant 3 or 4 times to make that happen?
I did some pretty dangerous stuff, actually, that I'll just save for my video, but I probably nearly killed my plant maybe 3 times trying to transfer it.
Bye. I'm stumped. I'm a little stumped. But first of all, congrats to Melissa. She did absolutely amazing. Her plant looked breathtaking, healthy, huge. But as she said, she was fertilizing twice a week while watering the moss poles, and just the dedication and discipline she had to take care of this plant is so admirable. She deserved the win 100%. Also, congrats to the Lekka Queen. Her painted lady looked amazing as well, very healthy, did a lot of growing. So, of course, also deserved. And then Lee and I are sharing the third place. So I at least got a bronze medal. Yay! I mean, I did the research beforehand about my plant and how large it can get, and the definition of leaf and leaflets. So I was playing 4D chess at this point. It was obviously not enough. Maybe I should have thought a little bit harder about my choice of plant. Before we go into the debrief and any final thoughts, I also want to thank Claire. It was a surprise seeing her, and honestly, I wouldn't want to be in her shoes because being judge of such a competition must be so hard. Just choosing a winner from all the really great plants that were presented must have been so tough. I would die of anxiety doing that, I guess. I would probably analyze every single pixel of every picture just to make the right choice. But she did great, and of course, she will be invited for the next round of the plant challenge. I just want to say, for this set of rules that we had this time, a climbing plant was the smartest way to go. So I am very proud I could represent the non-climbing plants in this challenge on the podium, at least. It's a little win for us. I already said it, climbing plants, you can see the progress so much better on a pole. It's very easy to comprehend for the judge or for anyone watching what happened and how the plant changed in this time. My goodness, I sound so salty. Maybe I am. Maybe there's a little sprinkle of salt in here. Girl, just shut up, okay? Because now, after a little time has passed and thinking a little bit about it, I'm pretty sure that the number one mistake I did in this challenge was choosing the pictures. I should have taken and chosen a different one. It just wasn't showing the plant in its best light. I was focusing way too much on that stupid moss landscape I made and way too little on the health and the size of the plant. It was a little tricky, but this is on me. That is just my mistake and one of the biggest learnings from this challenge, because it was healthy, it was huge, and I just didn't do it justice. Let's get back to something nice. Thank you to Lee from Kill This Plant. He is the organizer behind all of this. He's invested so much time and effort putting this all together, and he has done a great job once again, and I really appreciate you doing this. Thanks, Lee. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you don't think I'm a horrible person now. Thank you. Bye.